welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be looking back on my best of 2021 list, and that is inspired by me getting ready for my best of 2023 list. That will hopefully be going up in about a week or two, which I'm really excited about. It's probably my favorite video to film of the year. So I feel like over the last 4 to 5 years, I've really honed in on what skincare I like, what makeup I really like. So I was hoping that when I went back, a couple years and looked at my 2021 list, that most of the products on that list are ones that I'm still enjoying. So we're going to review this list together and see if that's actually true. I decided to go back 2 years because I felt like looking at 2022 just actually didn't really seem like enough time. A year doesn't really seem like enough time. So I decided to look back on the 2021 list. A little bit arbitrary, but that was my thought process. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I've actually got the video pulled up on my phone. I've got the description box right in front of me. So we're going to jump right into body and hair care. The first one on my list is Bathing Culture Mind and Body Wash. I actually have this right here with me. I am still really loving this. I had to pull this out of my empties bag. I think I've gone through 2 or 3 giant bottles of this. So yes, I am still indeed loving this. And I forgot to mention, this is going to be just like a rapid fire review of this list. I'm not going to dive into, ingredients or too dramatic of reviews. I'm just going to basically tell you if I'm still really loving the product or not. So yes, still really loving this. I am a little bit fatigued on the scent, not because I don't like the scent anymore. I still love the scent. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I just have other body washes going in the shower right now because I just needed to take a little break from it. But once I get through a few more bath washes, I will definitely be getting this again in the future. Next one on the list is Nature by Canis bar soap. I don't have one to show you right now. I still really love this bar soap. It is still an absolute favorite of mine, but now it's getting a little bit harder for me to purchase. My local grocery store, New Seasons, that I shop at almost every single day, used to carry it. They're not stocking it anymore. And then Pharmaca, where I used to get it from, they went out of business, so I need to find a place to get it a little bit easier. I might have to just buy direct from the brand, which is fine. Anyway, still really do love the Nature by Canis bar soaps. The Abati Swiss Nanda shampoo bar is on my best of 2021. I still absolutely love this shampoo bar. I think it is amazing. I just don't have one going right now to show you. The Ranavat Mighty Majesty hair oil is on this list, and if you guys have been following me, you know that I still love this. This is my absolute favorite hair oil. I've got this one going right now. I also purchased a backup, I believe, during one of the 20% off sales. I think maybe during the Sephora sale, because Sephora is carrying Ranavat now, and the hair oil does go out of stock frequently, I have found. So when I saw it on Sephora during the sale, I went ahead and picked that up. And then last but not least, on the body and hair care portion of this, I've got the Josh Rosebrook serum spray, and I do still have this. Actually, this is an empty. I had to dig this out of my empties bag as well, my current empties bag that I've got going. So you'll see this in my next empties video as well. I really love this. This does a great job of taming the frizzies around the front of my face. So the combination of the Ranavat and the Josh Rosebrook is my favorite. All right, so now we're gonna move on to skincare. Top of the list here is the Live Botanical Cleansing Oil. Absolutely love this. You guys know this is one of my favorite cleansing oils, if not my absolute favorite cleansing oil. So yeah, of course, I still have this one going. Next on the list is the Live Botanical Universal Oil. I don't have this right now. I thought that I had this in my current empties bag, but I must have spoken about this in a prior empties video because I know I relatively recently finished their Universal Oil. This is a beautiful, beautiful oil. Still absolutely love this. Then next on the list is the Dr. Seracule Vegan Kombucha Essence. This is a beautiful, beautiful essence, and it was a giant bottle that I finished up over the course of that year. And I'm not going to go into details about it, but it is a gorgeous essence. I really, really love it. And I actually did kind of forget about it. So that is a nice thing about going through this list, is it's jogging my memory about these products that I kind of forgot about, but did really love. So I do still really love this and recommend it. So again, this is jogging my memory. This would be something I get again in the future, but I just don't have it right now, but still really love it. I have Nini Organics Rain Hydrating Essence on this list. That is also another one of my favorite mists/essences. So really do love this one as well still. The Sahara Rose Hydra C Serum. This is my favorite vitamin C serum. Absolutely love it. I don't have it on hand. I think I mentioned this also in a previous video that I do believe I'm being sent this relatively soon, so I didn't want to go ahead and purchase this on my own because I believe I am being sent it in PR. I would completely and absolutely buy this on my own. I just don't want to, be wasteful and, be doubling up on this serum. But I do believe that it is being sent to me. But regardless, absolutely love the Sahara Rose Hydra C Serum. And next on the list is the 12 Nutritive Repair Emulsion. I absolutely love 12 Beauty. I think it is a fantastic brand. I really do love the Nutritive Repair Emulsion, but I will say that during the Boxwalla sale, I opted to get the Essential Biotechnological Moisturizer. The one thing I will say about 12 is their branding, like the names of their products don't roll off the tongue. I have a hard time remembering the names of their products. But anyway, I opted for the Essential Biotechnological Moisturizer. Really love this one. So I feel like they're a little bit interchangeable. I think if I'm remembering correctly, the Nutritive Repair Emulsion is a little bit on the thicker side than the Biotechnological Moisturizer. But regardless, I think they're very similar. Love them both. Still highly recommend the Nutritive Repair Emulsion. And then also on this list is the 12 Beauty Intelligent Frontier Oil, which is a stunningly beautiful oil. Very expensive, and I would absolutely get this again in the future. I just have so many oils going right now that I love, so I haven't really felt the need to get it again. I did receive it in PR through Boxwalla, and then I believe I purchased another box on my own. So I did go through 2 full bottles of the Frontier Oil from 12 Beauty, but regardless, I still really, really love it, but I just, I haven't repurchased it since this time. Sadly, the Earthwise Beauty Black Locust Concentrate is on this list. I did bring my last bottle down to show you. This is a huge favorite of mine, but sadly, Earthwise Beauty has closed down, so you can't get it anymore. The La Maria Mineira Cream is on this list, and I was sent that in PR. It's a gorgeous, beautiful, thick, luscious cream that smells of apricot. It's really, really beautiful. Quite expensive. There are beautiful creams that I enjoy just as much that don't have that high of a price tag. And to be honest, if I were to spend a really pretty penny on a cream, I think I would opt for the Fortuna creams because I do like the Fortuna creams more so than this one, the La Maria one. So while this one is really beautiful, I'm not going to say that I don't like it. I absolutely enjoyed using it so much that it landed on my favorites from 2021, but there are other creams that I would purchase instead. The Elta MD UV SPF landed on my favorites. This one that I spoke about in this particular video does have dimethicone in it, so I would not recommend the one that I spoke about in this video. What I mentioned on my list here, though, was the UV Restore because it is dimethicone free. And interestingly enough, before I even decided to do this video, I did repurchase the Elta MD UV Restore. It's broad spectrum, SPF 40, so it is a physical sunscreen, so it's not a chemical sunscreen. I can't remember if it's only zinc or if there's titanium dioxide. So it's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in here. And I have re-fallen in love with this product. It is really, really easy to use, smooths onto the skin, blends in very nicely. It's a great color match for my skin, light to medium, olive toned skin. My guess is it might be a little bit too dark if you're super, super fair. But for me, it's a great color match. So anyway, I've been really happy to have this back in my life in terms of an everyday SPF. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and also I did have the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream on my list. And I would say that, I've steered away from the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream. There's just other ones that I prefer. And I did bring this down just to show you as an example. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think that Josh Rosebrook is 30 SPF. I don't think it's 50 SPF. But anyway, I do really love this Good Molecules, which is SPF 30. It's their sheer mineral sunscreen. This, you just can't beat this. I think it's around $12 or $13. It completely disappears onto the skin. It has a really nice emollients. It's not too dewy, whereas the Josh Rosebrook is pretty dewy. So I don't know, I just feel like you can't beat this. I love using this. This is a really great daily sunscreen, especially in the winter time when it's so overcast here and I don't necessarily feel like I absolutely need a 50 SPF every day. So this one has just been fantastic. And then I also have been loving, when I do want a 50 SPF, is the Babo Botanicals Daily Sheer Fluid Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. This one I reach for daily. These two, I just go back and forth between these two. And when I do reach for this one and I want some coverage, a lot of times I will put the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint over this one. So this is a nice combination as well. And so the reason why I brought these two down was, now moving into makeup, I did have the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen Foundation. That is something I just don't reach for pretty much ever because it is just a little bit too thick, a little bit too much coverage for me. For me, it is not a tinted moisturizer. For me, or I guess they call it a tinted sunscreen foundation, but I don't know, I wouldn't call it tinted. To me, it really feels more like a medium to almost full coverage. I don't know, from my perspective, that's how it feels. I want something a little bit lighter. So that's why I prefer the Babo Botanicals or this combination for me. And I just want to clarify, I don't mix these two. I put this on first and then I put the Summer Fridays on top. So that's really what I've been reaching for instead of the Tower 28. Next on my makeup list is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I still have it and I still really like it, but I just haven't been reaching for powder that much, except for when I do use the Say, I think it's the Say Slip Tint is what it's called. I think that's around 30 SPF as well. That has a fairly dewy finish, and sometimes when I use that, I will put a little bit of the Kosas on top, or sometimes I reach for the Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base. But typically I would reach for a powder when I felt like I needed to set my concealer, which now that I have been using the Tower 28 Serum Concealer, which I spoke about in my previous video, I really don't feel like I need to powder on top of my concealer. So I just really don't reach for powder all that much, but I do still recommend the Kosas powder because it really is a lovely powder. Then next on my list is the Merit Minimalist Foundation Concealer Stick. I still highly, highly recommend this. This is what I do have on my skin today. I have the foundation stick and then I do have the Tower 28 concealer under my eyes. This is a gorgeous foundation stick that you actually can use as a concealer. I do use this as a concealer very frequently. Just to let you guys know, my color is Bisque. And one thing I want to let you know is if you are going back and forth between this and the Westman Atelier foundation, I would say just go for the Merit. They really are very, very comparable, and this one is much friendlier on your wallet. And I also want to let you know that I do love this one so much that I did purchase a new one. The original one that I've had for a very, very long time. It's still going relatively strong, but it is on its last leg. So I decided to go ahead and get a new one during the whole Black Friday sales. Next on my list is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I don't even know if I still have this anymore. I think I maybe gifted it to somebody or gave it to a friend. It is a beautiful bronzer. I just don't really reach for powder bronzers hardly at all. So I don't know. I think I wanted to purge my makeup drawer. So I think I went ahead and gave it away because I couldn't even find it. But it is very lovely. I just don't use it anymore. Next on my list are the Say Dew Blushes. I still really love the Say Dew Blushes. They are among my absolute favorite blushes. And I went ahead and brought this down here because I do have this particular color on my cheeks today. This is Chili. And I put quite a bit on today because I really wanted you to see what it looks like. It is a rainy day today, but there is a fair amount of natural light coming in. And I just turned down my ring light because I want you to be able to see the color a little bit more. That's what the color looks like on my cheeks. So moving along, the next thing on my list is the Westman Atelier Eye Pod in Tabac. I don't have this anymore. I actually couldn't find it. I think I gifted this away to a friend. This eye pod is a beautiful color. If I remember correctly, it's kind of a bronzy color, but I think there was something maybe about the size of the eye pod and just the way the lid functioned. It just was a little bit awkward for me, and I don't think the eye color had the best longevity, and I just sort of moved away from using it. I don't know exactly why, but I just never really reached for it, so that isn't something I would strongly recommend, especially for the price point. I just feel like if I could do it over again, I would not have this on my best of 2021 list because I just don't think it's one of the best cream eyeshadows out there. I actually think that the Victoria Beckham ones are better. The cream eyeshadow sticks that they have come out with, I think those are a lot better. There's a really beautiful brown one. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head. I'll put it down below. I really, really love that one. I would definitely get that one for sure over the Tabac from Westman Atelier. I actually think that the colors are very similar now that I'm thinking more about it. So yeah, like I was saying, I would definitely get the Victoria Beckham eyeshadow stick over the Westman Atelier Eye Pod. But anyway, enough about that. Like I said, I don't really think I would recommend that again in the future. And speaking of Victoria Beckham, I have her signature palette on this list, which I did kind of forget about. I mean, I use it off and on, but not very frequently. And I definitely have not reached for this palette in the last, I don't know, probably 4 to 5 months. So again, this is one of those cases where I'm really glad to be reviewing this list and kind of like shopping my stash, rediscovering some products that I've forgotten about and have sadly neglected. So this palette is beautiful. So first of all, it's just a lovely, sturdy, elegant palette with this tortoiseshell cover. It has a very nice functioning clasp that when you close it, it snaps closed very loudly and satisfyingly. And anyway, to talk about the product, it's just a very nice nude neutral palette that I just love, and I decided to go ahead and use it today. So this is what I have on my eyes today. I did top the Victoria Beckham signature palette with the Inner Glow from Care Weiss to just kind of give it a little bit of a sparkle. So I really like how it turned out today. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful palette, very easy to use. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. So I'm glad to have kind of rediscovered this from my eyeshadow collection. I also have the Bite Beauty matte lipstick in Praline on this list. Bite Beauty no longer exists, so we're not really going to discuss that. And then last but not least, I have the Tower 28 Milky Jelly lip glosses in Oat. This is Oat, and then I also put Cashew on the list. These are great lip glosses. I still really love these, still stand by this recommendation. I have Oat on my lips today. It is over, let's see, what did I do? Oh, I did bring this down. This is the lip liner from the Merit Holiday Kit. It is currently sold out, but when you go to the holiday kit link, they do have a wait list. So if you are interested in the holiday kit, which I did a pretty extensive review in my Black Friday video, so if you want to learn more about the holiday kit, you can check that out. But anyway, if you are interested in the holiday kit and you want to get on the wait list, I will put the link down below so you can get on the wait list. But anyway, I have the lip liner from that kit on my lips, and it's called Bespoke. And it's this gorgeous nude color. And I'll just show you what that looks like real quick so you can just get a glimpse of it. So I lined my lips with Bespoke, like I said, from the holiday kit. And then I did use Millennial. So Millennial is a signature lipstick from Merit. So I've got Bespoke and then Millennial. And then I have Oat on top of all of that on my lips today. So I really love these glosses still. You know, they feel kind of balmy, not too tacky, not hyper glossy either. I'm not really into a very hyper glossy look. I like it to look relatively natural, which I do think these lip glosses do. The milky ones, at least, the milky lip glosses do lend themselves to a little bit more of a natural look. So it really still, I'm loving those Tower 28 milky glosses, particularly Oat and Cashew. So that wraps it up for my 2021 best of review. And yeah, so for the most part, I am still really loving everything that was on that list. There were just a few duds that I kind of wish that I didn't put on my list, but you know what? I'm actually realizing now that I'm looking at everything that I have before me, I did forget to mention one thing, and this is the Allura Eno all-in-one facial device. I don't know how I skipped it. Obviously it's under my skincare section from this video. But anyway, I do still love this and I do still use this. It is a ultrasonic device on one end, and then on the other end, it's an exfoliator. So this little plate vibrates very quickly and then you just run it very, very gently along your skin. I'm not gonna go into detail about the device, but if you are curious about it, I will link a video above about how you use this device. So I do actually still recommend this, but I don't use it that often because, as I mentioned in my previous video where I talked about the LED mask, I just don't tend to use tools where you're just actively having to be in front of the mirror. This one, out of all the tools that I have, tends to be the easiest one for me to use because it is so low maintenance and it is so easy to use. So I do still really, really like this one a lot, and I do still really recommend it. And I'm glad that I do have it on my list of favorites from 2021. So I would not put that in the category of duds or something that I wish I didn't put on my list. So anyway, I just wanted to add that in really quickly because I don't want to forget mentioning it. So now I can say I am officially done with reviewing everything that was on my list from 2021. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do. I would so appreciate it. And I don't know if my next video will be my best of 2023 or if I'm going to be able to squeeze another one in before that. But anyway, I hope you all are having a lovely holiday season, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.